Hello and welcome to a yoga video that I'm going to call a everyday yoga ritual. My name is Noelle, and today's practice is going to be a smooth 30-minute swift practice where when you maybe haven't done yoga in a while and you just kind of want to get back into it, or you kind of want the essence of a full practice without doing maybe like a full 60-minute practice, this is the practice for you. So grab any props you may need. Maybe you want to grab a couple blocks or a strap. Maybe make some water or some tea, and then we will begin in a comfortable seat. So when you get here, just find your seat of choice, whether it's one foot in front of the other or crisscross applesauce, and bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And here we'll connect to our breath. Filling the belly and the chest, maybe extending the inhale and elongating the exhale. Softening the gaze and dropping into today's practice. Maybe it's here that you set your intention for the day, or maybe you work with a mantra. Maybe just give thanks to your body and for showing up for yourself. And I'm giving thanks to you for being here because this is my first yoga video I'm going to post on YouTube. So I'm very excited that you're here and you get to begin this journey with me. Eyes closed, or your gaze is softened. We just have a quick little practice today, so let's begin. Releasing those hands. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky, big stretch. Maybe your gaze is at your fingertips. Exhale, float your fingertips down. Maybe your chin comes towards your chest. Inhale, fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, this time, goalpost arms, open heart. Take an extra breath here, opening into that heart space. And then float your fingertips back down to the earth. One more time. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe you find a slight back bend. And then exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands to your heart center. And maybe chin towards your chest, going back to whatever mantra or intention it is. Maybe you say a small little prayer. And then from here, we are going to extend our right foot out and keep our left heel in towards the right thigh. Give your left foot a little foot massage here while you kind of do some ankle circles and you point and flex your right foot. So just kind of waking up the body a little bit. And then keeping those right toes pointed, reach your right arm out long, either coming towards your right calf or your right toes. Reach your left fingertips up towards the sky and exhale, fold towards your left toes. Maybe you stay lifted here, engaging your obliques, reaching towards your right foot, but your arm is in line with your left ear. Or you can come into that full expression of the side body stretch. We're going to come into a little flow. So we're going to come from this side body stretch. And then we're going to plant our left palm and reach our right hand up and over, side body stretch on the other side. So connect to your rhythm, connect to your breath here, but we're going to go from one side body stretch to the other. So inhaling, side body stretch to the right, and then maybe you exhale as you come towards the left, either on your palm, your forearm, but finding this back and forth motion, connecting to your breath, Finding what feels good in your body today. One or two more. And we're going to add on just one last time. So next time you find yourself on the left side, we're going to plant our left palm behind us in line with our left butt cheek. Come onto the knife edge of our right foot. Inhale, reach up and over with your right fingertips, finding wild thing. Inhale here. And then when you exhale, unravel, coming back into that side body stretch towards your right toes. Do about two on your own, finding your own rhythm. So left palm comes behind you as you reach up and over, wild thing. Slight back bend here, opening into the full body, and then exhale, fold over those right toes. Do one more on your own, just like that. And then exhale, unravel, and we take it to the other side. So finding your little foot massage and extension and flexion here. Tapping into now our left leg. Not feeling weird about a foot massage. It wouldn't be a yoga ritual without one, if you ask me. And then extending our left toes towards our face, and then reaching our left hand towards our toes or at our shin. Inhale, reach your right hands up towards the sky, up and over, reaching towards the left. Take an extra breath here, finding your expression for today. And then exhale, come to the right. Either your palm comes to the ground, your forearm, and reach your left arm up and over towards the right. And connect to your breath, find your rhythm here. Swing back and forth, kind of like you're a really loose tree branch, I suppose. And so inhale one way, then exhale the other. And then after you've had enough of that, we're going to come into our wild thing flow. So next time you're reaching over towards the left, come up and over, bringing your right palm behind you, coming onto the knife edge of that left foot. Left fingertips come behind you as you reach over, finding your wild thing. Maybe you take an extra breath here, and then unravel, coming into the side body stretch towards your left toes. Connect to your breath. Find what feels good for you. Wild thing. As we exhale, unravel into our side body stretch. I'll give you room for one more if you're just looking for one more. And then when we're done there, we will all meet in a all fours position. So tabletop, hands underneath the shoulders, hips underneath knees underneath the hips. And we're gonna do some cat cows. So inhale, drop the belly, shine the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, heart shines forward once again. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. And then from here, I invite you to take your feet, your knees a little, like a couple inches back, curl the toes under, and send your hips back and have active energy in your fingertips. So basically like you're grabbing your yoga mat. And we're going to play with some spinal waves. So as you inhale, come into like a cat-like position all the way to the front. And then as you exhale, come into that cow expression, dropping the belly as you come back towards your heels. Inhale, cat-like expression coming up towards the top of your mat, dropping the belly as you exhale, coming back. Find a couple more of these spinal waves on your own. Maybe you add some circular movement. If you need to look at the screen, feel free to. But opening up into the whole body, kind of getting out of your head a little bit and just listening to your body, even if you feel a little silly. And then when you're ready, curl the toes under if they're not already, and rise up into your downward facing dog. So your ears are in line with your shoulders. And your knees are slightly bent as your heels are actively reaching towards the ground, but they do not need to be reaching the ground in totality. Like, don't worry about that. So inhale, find length in the spine. And then we're going to just take 3 breaths here. So find maybe at least a breath or 2 for stillness, or pedaling out the feet, opening up into the hamstrings, waking up the lower body, inviting some strength into our shoulders and our upper body. Our core is engaged, keeping integrity, protecting the spine and the lower back. And then when you're ready, drop the left heel, reach your right foot up towards the sky, point your toes. So you're in this open hip position. You can open your hip more by dropping that right knee, by bending it. So maybe you play around there a little bit by pointing the toes, bending the knee. And then when you're ready, come into a plank position with your upper body as you bring that right knee towards your nose. Inhale, come back to your 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one. Inhale, extend that right leg out long. Exhale, knee to nose, and then plant that right foot between your palms, coming into a high lunge. So rise up, bring your arms in line with your ears. Extra breath here. Maybe you come into that goalpost arm, open chest position, heart opener. And then from here, straighten your front foot, front leg, and exhale, swishing your arms behind you, coming and folding over that front straightened leg. So inhale, finding your lunge, or you can come into a warrior 1 foot. So finding a little more stability by putting it on about a 45-degree angle, or you can stay on your toes. And then exhale, folding over that straight leg. Inhale, bending that front knee, high lunge. Exhale, straightening that front leg as you fold over and swing those arms behind you. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. And then this time, plant your palms, step your right foot back, finding plank, or maybe you lower down to the knees as you chaturanga, or find your way back to downward facing dog, upward facing dog, or cobra. And then whether you drop all the way down to the ground or find your chaturanga is up to you, or you can skip it, but we are going to take it to the other side. A couple more breaths in our downward facing dog. All right. Inhale, drop your right foot and bring your left foot towards the sky, pointing and flexing those toes for a moment. Keeping your ears in line with your shoulders as you open that hip by bending that knee. Active energy in those toes. Grabbing that yoga mat still with your hands. Active energy all around. And then extend those toes up towards the sky as you bend the left knee and bring it in towards your nose as your body is in plank. Nice and strong. You're doing great. Inhale, extend your left foot out, up towards the sky. And then exhale, knee to nose. You got this. Last one. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, plant that left foot between the palms. Collect your bearings as you find your lunge on your left side. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. An extra breath here. Maybe once again you find that open heart, goalpost arm. It's also nice to interlace your hands behind your head if that feels good. And then we're going to find that same little flow on this side. So inhale, arms up towards the sky, straighten your front leg as you fold over, bring your arms behind you. Inhale, bend your front knee, find your lunge once again. Exhale, fold over that front leg. Inhale, find your lunge once again. Exhale, and then we go for one more. You've got this. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, fold over that front leg one last time. And then you plant your palms, step the foot back, and find your flow. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra, or skipping it and going right back to downward facing dog. Whew. Let something go. We're going to take 3 breaths here. I invite you to maybe just sit still in your dog. Sometimes, at least for me, it's really hard to sit still. In my down dog, I always want to be pedaling or something. So taking 3 long breaths for some stillness. And then when you're ready, jump, hop, float, or step your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. And then exhale, fold. Your hands can come to blocks, to the floor, your shins, or you can grab opposite elbow. And then from here, interlace your hands behind your back and allow them to just like naturally fall over wherever they fall, coming over your head, towards your head, I suppose. And then bend into your left knee as you take a gentle twist, opening your chest towards the right side. Coming back to center, taking to the other side. So bend your right knee and bringing your right shoulder towards your right knee as we open towards the left. Coming back to center, maybe taking one more inhale as you exhale, release those arms, and maybe just sway it out a little bit. Shake out the head, yes, a little no. And then when you're ready, slowly rise up until you find your Tadasana. Your feet can be together or hip distance apart, doesn't matter to me. Hands at heart center or at your sides. Maybe you play with lifting all 4 or all of your toes to feel the weight on all 4 corners of your feet. Shoulders are drawing in and down away from your ears. Relaxing any tension in the face or the jaw. Feeling our feet on the ground. Maybe coming back to your intention, maybe noticing how you feel. Maybe you feel a little different than you did about 15 or so minutes ago. All right, moving on, we're going to find Utkatasana, chair pose. So bend knees, deep bend in your knees, reach your fingertips forward in line with your ears, engage that core. Your hands can also come to heart center if that feels better for you. But we're going to come into a little flow here. So for the sake of the flow, actually, the heart center would be better. So let's go to the heart center. And as we inhale, we're going to rise up, taking the weight onto our right foot, bringing that left knee in towards our chest. Collect your bearings, find your balance here, maybe point and flex that left foot a little bit, keeping active energy. As you exhale, come back into chair. Inhale, bring your weight into your left foot, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Collect your bearings, find your balance on this side. Maybe you notice how this side feels a little different. Then on your exhale, find chair, and then connect to your breath on your inhale. We're going to reach up, finding the balance on each side. So we're going to find our balance on the right side. Bring that left knee in, and then exhale, chair. I call these chair jacks. And so connect to your breath, find your rhythm. Maybe take it nice and slow. Exhale, chair. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Do this for at least 5 rounds of your own. Connecting to that prana, that energy, building that heat in the body. Finding balance within, some active movement. Take one more round on your own, where we'll all meet with our left leg in towards the chest, arms reaching up towards the sky, and very carefully open up and out, finding your warrior two. So your back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Your heels are in line. Deep bend in that front knee. Open your arms and your gaze at about your right middle finger. Feel out your warrior two here for a moment. And then inhale, straighten that front leg, reach your fingertips up towards the sky, flying our warriors. As you exhale, warrior two. Two more just like that. Inhale, straightening your front leg, reaching your fingertips up. Exhale, warrior two. Last one, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior two. Bring your left hand to the back of your left leg. Straighten that front knee once again, reaching those right fingertips up towards the sky behind you, finding reverse triangle. Finding length and strength in this posture. And then when you're ready, we're going to reach those right fingertips forward, 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 hinging at the hips. Our right hand coming to the floor or a block, ankle or shin as we open up and find our triangle, Trikonasana. Gaze can be at the sky or on the ground. An invitation to reach those left fingertips up towards your ear like we did earlier. And you can even hinge at the hips, coming into more of like a forward fold, and you can reach those fingertips forward. So playing with that, that stretch and that extension in the lower body and the side body. So maybe you play around there, seeing the different expressions you can take in this posture. One more breath to explore and to feel what feels good. And then we're going to bend in that front knee once again, finding our warrior two for one more breath. And then inhale, bring your hands up towards the sky. And then we take it to the other side, bringing it to the back of the mat, pointing your left toes towards the back. Your right foot comes on that 45-degree angle. Heels are in line. Deep bend in that left knee. Once again, we are facing the back of our mat. Inhale, warrior two. Gaze at your left middle finger this time. Collect your bearings, find your alignment. Feel your strength. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky as you straighten that front knee. Exhale, warrior two. Two more like that. Inhale, reaching your fingertips up towards the sky, straightening that front leg. Warrior two. Last one. And then we drop that right hand on the back of our right leg, straighten our left knee as we reach our left fingertips up towards the sky for reverse triangle. Exhale, reach those left fingertips forward, 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 hinging at your hips. Bringing your left hand to the block or floor, your leg, wherever feels good, finding triangle. Gaze towards the sky or at the ground. Lots of space here. Lots of space. Once again, I invite you to play with where your arm goes. Does it feel good to bring it up and over towards your ear? Maybe you sweep it in and through, coming into somewhat of like a forward fold position. Playing with those open hips versus somewhat closing those hips. Or maybe you just stay in your regular triangle and it feels really good today. These are just invitations. Last breath here. And then we unravel, come back to center, bringing both feet towards the edge of the mat, coming into a wide-legged forward pose, position. That's where we're going next. So hands come towards your hips, spine nice and long. As you slowly shine your heart forward, as you come and fold over your legs, hands come to the floor. Maybe you adjust your footing a little bit. Then we stay here for a moment. Maybe undulate through the spine as you inhale, find length. And then exhale, bend in the elbows and fold. Inhale, find length, and stay here as we plant the left palm. And inhale, reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. Easy twist towards the right in our wide-legged forward fold. On your exhale, we switch. So plant that right palm and inhale, reach your left fingertips up towards the sky. Do one more on each side in your own time. Inhale, reaching those right fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, unraveling, coming to the left side when you're ready. And then we bring our hands in towards between our heels, and we finally just fold over, finding our wide-legged forward fold of the day. Maybe you find a slight bend in knees. Maybe you find a soft sway a little bit side to side, cooling down our practice. Maybe your head comes towards the earth. Maybe you have headstand in your practice. This is a great little transition place, but if that's not in your practice, we haven't really done much warming up for that, so don't push it. Don't push it. Just a couple more breaths here. And then inhale, come back to your hands, flat back position. Heel toe, your heels into Malasana, a yogi squat. So if you have a block, it's really nice to kind of bring the earth towards you. If you aren't quite in your yogi squat yet, this is a fabulous position to be in. And so you can either put a block underneath your sit bones, or you can put a blanket or a block underneath your heels, or you can even be on your hands for support as you play on your toe tips. So coming into the hips here, coming into the toes even, and the ankles. Maybe you just find your stillness where we can start to slow down and begin to come to the end of our practice. Allow all that heat and prana we just built to settle in and digest. Maybe once again you notice how you feel now versus the beginning of the practice. Maybe it's just as simple as my hips feel more open, or it can even be the emotional body, but there's no judgment. Just noticing. Gaze is soft or your eyes are closed. Spine is nice and long. All right, then from here, you can keep your block underneath your sit bones, but we are going to come into a forward fold on our bottoms. So extend your feet in front of you And like I said, you can be sitting on a block, and maybe you grab a strap so you can bring your heels towards you without having to, touch your toes exactly. But extending your arms up and over your head, taking a slight bend in the knees as you fold your belly towards your thighs, either grabbing your toes, your shins, maybe you just hold the back of your knees for dear life, finding your length here. And then when you're ready, you can drop your head into your legs. Like I said, you can have a very deep bend in your knees, like I am here today. Absorbing the nutrients from your practice, and maybe coming back to that intention, your mantra, or whatever it is that you want to take with you off the mat. Just coming back to it as we unravel. And you can either lay flat on your back for a Shavasana for 5 to 10 minutes, or you can come to a nice comfortable seat. That's where I'm gonna go. And you can either stay here for 5 minutes or so in a form of meditation, or maybe you journal for a little bit. But just taking the time to close your eyes, absorb and digest all the nutrients and energy you cultivated today. Just for a few moments. Softening the breath a little bit, allowing it to go back to its natural rhythm. Maybe if your eyes are closed, you begin to open them. And when you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head slightly. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked this practice, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything that's coming up. And if you have any questions or comments, I am obviously on YouTube, but I'm also on Instagram. And yeah, I have a huge project that I'm working on. You'll learn more about it on February 1st. So I'm starting to post some videos so you guys can get to know me a little bit. So hopefully you got on with this practice well, so I can see you guys for something I'm very, very excited about. So hopefully I'll see you very soon. Thank you.